The Vault of Secrets. Stealing Nixon's dirty millions in the shadow of Watergate. What if a band of blue-collar burglars from the Rust Belt heartland pulled off the heist of the century, not just for the cash, but to stick it to the most powerful man in America? Picture this. It's 1972. Nixon's re-election looms amid whispers of corruption, and a tip from the vanished union boss Jimmy Hoffa sends a crew of Ohio Safecrackers 2,000 miles west to crack open a bank vault rumored to hide the president's slush fund. They blast through concrete, rifle through hundreds of safe deposit boxes, and vanish with a fortune that could topple empires. But was it really Nixon's money they stole? And how did the FBI's own dirty tricks bring them down? Strap in as we unravel the thrilling saga of the United California Bank burglary, a caper so audacious it inspired movies, books, and endless conspiracy theories. Amil Dinsio, the white-haired mastermind, reflecting on a life of vaults and shadows, the making of a master burglar, from Youngstown streets to national notoriety. Amil Dinsio wasn't born with a drill in his hand. He honed his craft in the gritty mills and mobbed-up alleys of Youngstown, Ohio, nicknamed Crime Town, USA for its mafia ties and rampant corruption. Starting at just 16, Amil and his brother James began hitting banks, not with guns blazing like amateurs, but with precision tools they fabricated themselves. Banks were like gifts, Amil later quipped in interviews. Somebody gives you a gift, you take it. By the 1960s, the Dinsio brothers had emptied nearly 100 vaults across the country, specializing in burglaries over robberies. No violence, just brains and brawn to crack safes while the world slept. Amil was the alarms wizard, James the explosives maestro. Their crew expanded to include family. Nephews Harry and Ronald Barber. Harry, a Steve McQueen fanatic, handled getaway cars. Brother-in-law Charles Mulligan, the watchful driver. And outsiders like Cleveland's Phil Christopher, an alarm bypassing genius, and Charles Bruckle, a hired muscle, a petty thief who'd prove their undoing. They were invincible, Amil boasted. We weren't out there to hurt nobody, we were just out there to take the money. But in 1972, a shadowy tip changed everything, turning a routine score into a political bombshell. Why fly across the country to hit a sleepy branch of the United California Bank in upscale Laguna Niguel? The answer lies in the turbulent undercurrents of 1972 America. Vietnam raging, Watergate brewing, and Richard Nixon desperate for re-election cash. According to Amil's own account in his 2014 book Inside the Vault and a 2021 NBC documentary, the tip came from none other than Jimmy Hoffa, the Teamsters union boss fresh out of prison thanks to Nixon's pardon. Hoffa, seething over unkept promises, allegedly spilled that Nixon had stashed millions in illicit campaign funds, extorted from dairy farmers and mob connections, in the bank's safe deposit boxes. It was real nice, Amil recalled of the intel. The vault was rumored to hold up to $30 million over $200 million today, including Nixon's dirty money. The crew, fueled by working-class resentment toward the president, "We hated Nixon," one member confessed, saw it as payback. They practiced for months, getaway drills, tool tests, even scoping the bank disguised as joggers. 5 flew into LAX under their real names, a rookie slip. James arrived separately. They rented a townhouse as HQ, stocked with drills, acetylene torches, and dynamite. The stage was set for the biggest score of their lives, the unassuming facade of the United California Bank in Laguna Niguel, hiding a fortune in secrets. If tales like this, of shadowy tips, presidential intrigue, and daring break-ins have you hooked on the hidden history of American crime, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel for more pulse-racing investigations? Dive deeper with me into the vaults of the past, blasting into history, the weekend of the perfect heist. March 24th, 1972. Under cover of night, the crew struck. They cut a hole in the bank's roof, bypassed the alarms, thanks to Christopher's expertise, and dropped onto the vault's reinforced concrete top, 18 inches thick, but riddled with hairline cracks. That one there was so weak, we cut back on the explosives, Amil said. They drilled holes, packed dynamite, and muffled the blast with sacks of dirt. Boom, a jagged entryway into the vault, undetected. Over 3 nail-biting nights, they pried open over 450 safe deposit boxes. We were after 2 boxes to start with, President Nixon's boxes, Amil revealed. So we got them first and got that money out of there and secured. Gold coins, jewelry, bonds, and cold cash poured out. Estimates range from $9 million to $30 million, the largest bank burglary in U.S. history. Bruckle smashed boxes like a brute, while the others sorted the haul with surgical precision. Thrill of the money and just doing it knowing it's sitting there. Amil described the rush. It was so easy, you wouldn't believe how easy it was. They cleaned meticulously, jamming the vault timers to buy escape time, and slipped away before dawn on Monday, leaving no fingerprints, or so they thought. The getaway, the betrayal, and the FBI's dirty play. Back in Ohio, the crew celebrated their perfect heist. But hubris struck. They hit another bank in Lordstown, Ohio, using the same MO, alerting the FBI. The manhunt exploded, 125 agents, the biggest in bureau history. Tracing flight records led to the barber's townhouse rental. A second search uncovered fingerprints on a dishwasher the crew forgot to run. They cleaned the rest of the place so well, but forgot about the dishwasher, noted one investigator. Worse, the FBI allegedly burgled Amil's garage to plant or steal evidence, lifting his fingerprint from a battery in his kids' toys. Amil cried, "Frame up. Them boys are good, but do it right." Bruckle, facing a murder rap elsewhere, turned state's witness for immunity, spilling everything. Arrests followed in 1973. All but Bruckle were convicted. Amil got 20 years, James 10. Witness tampering ensued, bribes offered to flip testimony, landing more in hot water. Only a fraction of the loot was recovered. The rest? Buried secrets, perhaps. The ravaged vault interior, boxes pried open and dreams shattered, a testament to the crew's ruthless efficiency. Echoes of the vault, conspiracies, films, and unanswered questions. The United California bank heist didn't just steal cash, it exposed the rot of Nixon's era, whispering of slush funds and Hoffa's revenge amid Watergate's scandals. Amil, out of prison and defiant, penned his memoir claiming innocence from framing, while the caper inspired the 2019 film Finding Steve McQueen, with Harry Barber's wild romance subplot. And docs like Super Thief. We were invincible, Amil reflected, but prison stole his family. You lose your family. Your kids grow up, that's a lot of years. Yet mysteries linger. Was it really Nixon's money? Where's the missing millions? Did Hoffa's tip spark a chain leading to his own disappearance? These questions keep the legend alive, a reminder that in the shadows of power, thieves can become unlikely avengers. If this dive into vaults, vendettas, and vanished fortunes has you craving more, maybe the full scoop on Hoffa's fate or Watergate's hidden heists, subscribe to my YouTube channel today. Join the investigation. The next revelation might just blow your mind.